in the house or in the room. And Divya, maybe the other person who lives in the house, called it a figment of his imagination, which means it is only something that he is imagining. It is something that is not real. Okay, so generally, figment of your imagination means whatever you imagine. So we use it as a phrase, as an expression to say figment of your imagination. In the first sentence, you say pigment. Pigment means color. It can be the color of the skin, color of the flower, color of the animals. So that is something which we use as a pigment. So when I say figment of his imagination, it means it's just a part of what he is imagining. Now, let me ask this a question to all of you who are on the chat and on the call. Can one of you come up, volunteer to make a sentence with figment of your imagination, of his imagination, or of her imagination, of my imagination, anything? Can you try making a sentence? And students who can't speak to me, you can leave your answers on the chat. I will have a quick look. Anybody wants to volunteer? Nobody? Very quiet today.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes I feel pigment dream of my dream of yes, pigment of life in my dream. Sometimes I feel pigment dream of pigment life of my dream.
So, okay, you maybe there is a dream. Maybe your dream is to become a
Yes,
doctor.
ma'am.
Let's say, for
Yes,
example,
ma'am.
your dream is to become a doctor. So
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
I am, preparing myself to become a doctor. It's a figment of my imagination. I'm just hoping that I can get to be a doctor.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Yes. Okay. Good participation, Rupa. And let me quickly look at students on the chat. Somebody had asked me to send the link. I will only be able to send links to students who are pro learners. So you'll have to be a pro learner. And to be a pro learner, you have to subscribe. To be a pro learner, you can use my coupon code and you avail a discount. So once you subscribe yourself as a pro learner, I can add you to, speak to me in these sessions. All right. And okay, I'm reading other answers. My father shoo away my friends from home. Okay. Any other questions? What is the past form of shoo? Like shooed away. Okay, that's that. Yes, it's not pigment. The answer is figment and not pigment. Pigment is color. So, Jita, I just saw your question with you can't see the slides. If you can't see the slide, please try refreshing. You should be able to view it. Yes, Vishal, figment is pretty much what you're imagining. It's just a part of your imagination. I'm on figment of utopia. I don't understand that sentence. Feeling awesome, whoever that student is. Praveen, when I go to my farm, there are many flies around me and I always shoo them away. Good. Who believes that he is an X-Men? It's a figment of his imagination. Okay, Dhaval. Ashish Rathod, I'm sending you the invite. She was feeling figment of imagination uh, being an actor. Okay. So, her figment of being an actress was a figment of her imagination. All right, Radha? I thought I saw my friend in the party, but was a figment of my imagination. Good one, Sudeepa. It is a doctor, so to save people, it is figment of his duty. Don't say figment of duty. Okay? Not really associated with duty. He always is in figment of imagination to be an actor. Okay. I'm not going to do this in any other language. Somebody was asking if I can do it in Telugu. No, not possible. I don't know any other language. Um, like I said, figment is a part of your imagination. Okay. It was figment of imagination that he saw his friend in the party. Okay. Utopia means imagination of everything to be. That's right. So yeah, the student. I'm not sure what your name is. Your display is feeling awesome. Yes, utopia is a state of being when you think everything is perfect, everything is fantastic, just the way you want it. Okay. Also, if you're trying to say being your imagination, a figment of your imagination is to be utopic, then yes, good. All right. So I'm moving on. Let's continue with the next student. Rupa will continue with you. Rupa?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll continue with you. So yes,
Yes, ma'am.
you're familiar. Now I'm going to show
Okay,
you
ma'am.
two sentences. Pick the right one. All right. Okay. Here.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Please read.
Yes, ma'am.
Read it loud.
Dilip want to raise a raise. Dilip want a raise, but wasn't sure when to broach the subject with his boss. Second one is Dilip want a raise, but wasn't sure when to broach the subject with his boss.
Okay, good. So which one is the right sentence?
First one, ma'am.
Okay, so it's not Dilip want, Dilip wanted. Please read correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
I know
Sorry.
you saw that
Okay,
word, but
Dilip.
wanted. It's the
Okay,
past tense.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Dilip wanted a raise, but wasn't sure when to broach the subject with his boss.
Yes, it's
First one, ma'am.
broach. Okay. Yes. So now
A
you
broach.
will see that they will notice both the sentences are the same, just that one word. BROACH broach, BROOCH broach. What is the difference?
Ma'am, it's a brooch. First one is a brooch, and second one is a brooch.
Okay, what is the difference in the meaning? Okay, so
Brooch means,
broach has
ma'am,
some.
brooch.
Okay, go on.
Yes, ma'am. Brooch. Brooch means something very bad to brutal someone.
No,
Uses.
no, 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 not very negative. Okay, so good attempt, but not really.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
here, see, this person, Dilip, wanted a raise, which means her salary increase, right? He's asking for a raise,
Okay.
but he wasn't sure when to bring up this subject with his boss. You have to definitely talk to your boss about your salary, right? So when do you bring it up? That broach is, how to bring up this subject, how to bring up this topic. In his case, the topic is salary raise. Okay, so that's brooch. Now let's look at BROOCH. That is like a little accessory. Sometimes women wear it. It'll be there on their, on the shirt or on their dress that they wear. It's like a little pin. You might have seen it. Earlier days, people used to wear sari and they'll add a pin. That pin. Imagine a safety pin with a nice decoration on it. Okay, that's a brooch. So there are two different meanings, both indicating the same sound, but however, the words are different. So when I say in this example again, Dilip wanted a raise, but wasn't sure when to broach the subject with his boss. It means when to bring up, this topic, start this topic. That is when you say broach. So can you try making a sentence with broach?
Yes, ma'am. Uh, when my daughter get a study, I brooch to help him.
When my daughter started studying, okay, I broach to.
Brooch to help him. Help her.
So you're going to help her.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're not going. So you're okay. So you're going to. So when I use the word brooch as such, is where it's the topic. How do you ask her to study? Let's say certain. Okay, for example, let's say you're having some kind of an argument with your daughter. Okay,
Okay,
so
ma'am.
you don't know when is the right time. Maybe if she's a teenager, sometimes teenage kids are very difficult to handle, right, at home.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes. So you don't know when is the right time to ask her these sensitive questions, right? So it's, you don't know when to broach a topic with your teenage daughter when it is very sensitive. Okay. All right. So I'm again looking at
Okay, ma'am.
students with the chat. Hmm. I taught English to my students. Really, it is a pigment. It's not pigment, it's pigment. Okay. Being honest is, again, Priyadarshini and Archana, we're looking, the word is pigment and not pigment. Okay. Lots of students logging in, so welcome to the class. Let's quick look at the chat. Okay, Benji says all happiness is a pigment too. Okay, I do see some students saying, I don't have a speaker, you're not able to speak. It's only because you're not a pro learner. You will have to be a pro learner. Please subscribe yourself in the app as a pro learner, then I can send you the link. Okay. Okay, when my friend talks to me that he saw another friend of us yesterday who moved from city 1 month ago, I always tell him it is a figment of imagination. Okay, Praveen, your sentence made little sense, but you'll have to structure it better. Okay. Um, A lot of other students logging in. I don't like the job and wanted to start a business, but I don't know how to broach to my parents. Good sentence, Dhaval. All right. Okay, Rudra and some other Sharad broach. Broach is when you want to introduce, you want to start a conversation in a specific topic. Okay. Let me quickly look at the answers. I want to go with my friends for a summer camp, but I don't know when I will broach it to my parents. Okay, I'm now in London. I want to speak fluent. Yes, Chanchal, you'll have to continuously speak, then you'll get better. I broached about our studies. Okay. No, I'll not be doing it in Hindi. It's only in English. All right, good. Let's continue. We'll continue with our next student. Let's continue with, there is Raj, SS Raj, video editor. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Raj, is it? Okay, here's your sentence. Please read both the sentences and then pick the correct answer. Please
You
read.
can only have few minutes to speak.
Read it loud. Yes, Raj.
You can only have a few minutes to speak during the council meeting, so cut to the chase.
Chase. And in the second sentence,
I think this. Oh, sorry.
please read it loud, Raj.
You can only have a few minutes to speak during the council meeting, so cut to the chase. First answer. First question.
Okay, Raj, this is an announcement for not just Raj, for all students. When I call out your name, just read both the sentences. It's okay if you get it wrong. It is fine. I have no problems if you
Okay.
get it
Thank you.
incorrect. The idea is to read both the sentences and identify. The reason why I ask you to read it loud, only then will you be able to identify the difference in the sentence.
Yeah, sure.
When you read it yourself, you'll not identify. Trust me. Even I
Okay.
wouldn't be able to get it. Yeah. So yes,
Yeah.
the first sentence, which is that
Thank you.
one word which is different from the second sentence? Raj, do you see a word that is different from the first sentence and the second sentence? You don't see any difference? There is one word which is different in the first sentence and in the second sentence. Do you see that? Raj, are you there? Okay, I don't hear you, Raj. You'll have to unmute and only then I can hear you. Please unmute. All right, so I'm going on. So yes, in this sentence, you will see you can only have a few minutes to speak during the council meeting. So cut to the chase. And in the second sentence is cut to the cheese. So let's look at what is cut to the chase. Okay, I'll give you all a situation and now think what could be the meaning. In this situation, it says this person has only few minutes, let's say 2 minutes to speak in the meeting. Can I speak for 10 minutes? No, because I'm only given 2 minutes, right? So I have to tell whatever I have to tell quick, like to the point. I have to tell them, hi, good morning, and blah, blah, blah. That's it. Which means cut to the chase is get to the point. Don't make a big story and then tell the story. We only want the important details, which is why we say cut to the chase, which means get to the point. And when I say cut to the cheese, there isn't anything called cheese, cut to the cheese. Cut to the cheese is cheese, something that we eat. We can't cut it and eat it in a meeting. So cut to the chase means get to the point. So again, let me ask all of you in the class, any sentence with cut to the chase? Anybody wants to make a sentence with cut to the chase? Anybody wants to volunteer? No one? Shobha, do you want to? Yeah, Anup, yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Anup?
Boss, yeah, boss
You have to speak a little louder, Anup. Yeah.
Okay. Boss to employee. Yeah. Have
Huh?
you, yeah.
Anup, your audio is too low. Yeah.
Properly now?
Yes, a lot better. Go on.
Okay. Okay. Uh, how many times have I told you not to make these stories? Please cut to the chase.
Okay, good. How many times should I tell you not to make stories cut to the chase, which is get to the point? Okay, good. Good attempt, Anu. Let me have a quick look at students on the chat. There are lots of students logging in here. Yeah, Praveen. Radha, I just noticed your question. You just have to on the app. There's an option to click to become a Probe subscriber, and then you can use my coupon code and you can log in from there. Okay. All right. What are the other students? Okay, Said, I read your question, your answer. That's right. Similarly, Narendra, cut to the chase is get to the point, Narendra. Okay. What are the other students? Okay, Narendran again, playing in the cricket ball, so we cut to the chase. Okay, but that's mostly used when you say get to the point rather than in an action. Okay, Narendra.
Ma'am,
Yeah, go on. Who's this? Rupa.
ma'am Rupa. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Ma'am, that is correct. When I was in a meeting, my boss told me, cut to the chase, get to the point.
No, you don't have to repeat. So you're saying the same thing again. So you just have to say when my boss asked me to cut to the chase, which means yes, get to the point. Right? And
Okay,
also
ma'am.
on the
Thank
question,
you.
you would have noticed
Okay.
the council meeting, right? So even in case of a meeting, we don't
Yes.
have too much time. Nobody has the time, right? Probably we'll given only 5 minutes
Yes.
or so to speak. So which is why cut to the chase is get to the point.
Point. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Ritik, I noticed your message. You're saying my voice is breaking. Please try refreshing the app. Maybe then you should be able to hear me better. Okay, Jabinisa. Yes, I read. That's fine. Radha. Okay, cut to the chase about my speech. That's also correct. Swati Dvavedi, I'm sending you the link. Just log in from that. Okay, Sudipa. Sudeepa, your answer that doesn't make sense. When I say cut to the chase, is get to the point. Okay, not about going out as such. Okay, Aftab. Okay, told cooking stories. I said cut to the. Okay, Naveen, that's fine. Okay, exams are near, so please cut to the chase in your preparation. So get to the. No, we don't really use it in that context, Praveen. It's more so when when you don't have enough time and you just want to get to something, short and crisp and clear. That's when you say cut to the chase. Okay. Benji, when I speak to my friend, I cut to the chase. Okay, that's correct. The chase. My friend, don't distract me. Just cut to the chase. Yeah, so there is a student with the login, the display name as feeling awesome. I just read your answer. I don't quite follow that when you just say, hey, my dear friend, don't distract me. Just cut to the chase. Are you trying to say you're telling your friend to like get to the point? Then maybe yes. Okay, let's quickly look at other answers. Your efforts cheat so cute to chase. End of the session. Most storytellers don't like when someone cuts to chase. Don't bark at me to cut to the chase. Don't blabber, cut to the chase. Okay. Speak, cut to the chase. Okay, good. Lots of answers coming in with the same for the same phrase. Very good. Let's continue with Swati. Swati, are you there? Swati Dvavedi. Swati Dvavedi, are you there? I don't hear you, so I'm looking at Jyoti Rana.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Jyoti. Hi. We'll continue with you. Here's your question. Yes, pick the correct answer. Please read it, Jyoti. Please read it loud. It's okay to get it wrong. That's fine. Jyoti, I can't hear you. Please read it loud.
Ma'am, airline security discovered a
Chihuahua.
chihuahua typing to sew away in its owner's checked bag.
Read the second sentence.
Airline security discovered a chihuahua type trying to stow away in its own checked bag.
Did you understand this
Owner's
sentence?
checked bag.
Okay,
What is
so let's look at the
chihuahua?
sentence. Chihuahua is a small dog. Okay, maybe after the class, all of you can
Okay.
Google it up and look. It's a little dog. Sometimes they're very tiny. You can put them in a bag. Okay, so when you're flying, you can't carry your animals with you in the airlines, right? You can't carry animals along with you. Anyhow, so see, we're looking at the word stew away and stow away. That's the only difference in the two sentences. So the correct answer is stow away. What is to stow away? Stow is when you're trying to hide. Like this little puppy or this little dog was trying to hide inside the bag. Okay? So that is stow. Stew is something that you cook, just like your kurma and your other gravies. That is a stew. When you add lots of vegetables and cook, that is stew. And stow is when you try to hide. So this animal was trying to hide inside the bag. Now, can you try making a sentence with stow? Yeah? Are you there?
Yes, I'm.
Yes. Jyoti,
Let
can
me
you
think.
try making a sentence with stow?
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah?
Can you repeat the meaning of stew?
Stew is when you cook. It's a kind of kurma, okay?
Okay.
But stow is when you hide. Now, I'm asking you to use the word stow in a sentence.
Okay. Ma'am, may I?
Go on.
Hello. Ma'am, most of the time I try to stow away my all stuff, electronic stuff from my child.
Okay, so I stow away the electronics from my child.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's move on. We'll continue with, let's see if we have another participant. Swati, are you able to speak now? Swati Dwavedi, please unmute.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here's your question. Please read it out and then you can tell us the answer. Here. Yeah, please.
First one is it can be buy time in the doctor's waiting room. And second one, it can be difficult to relax and write your time in the doctor's waiting room.
Okay, so yes, which of these two sentences are right?
One,
Are you there, Swati? Swati, you'll have to speak up. I can't hear you.
I first.
First one?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, go on, Swati. Yes.
Am
So
I
yes,
audible, ma'am?
I can hear you now. Yes, you're only audible now. So yes, tell me which is the right one. Which answer was correct? The first or the second? Okay, I can't hear Swati, so I'm going on. So yes, here you see the only difference is buy your time and bide your time. We normally say bide, B-I-D-E. So there are two sets of meanings for bide. One is to obey and follow a set of rules. And the other one, bide as such, is to be patient enough, right? You use your patience to buy that time, use the time, okay? So it is difficult to relax and be patient or bide your time at the doctor's waiting room. If you're, let's say you're having a fever, you just want to meet the doctor and get the medicine, right? So when you can't go there and just keep waiting, you don't have the patience. So which is why bide. You don't have patience or you can't bide, difficult to bide. Okay, so yes, I'm looking at students on the chat. What is this? Okay, airlines. Okay, same answer. Lots of students. Chihuahua is a kind of dog. Sangeeta Joshi, I'm sending you the link. I store my jewelry inside the cupboard. My maid stole away the jewelry which I had kept in my locker. Okay. What are you storing in your bag? Show it. Good. He always stole away many things. Okay. I stowed away my mini laptop from my child. Okay. It can be difficult to relax and bite good. It's worth bide your time listening to Vidya Madam class. Thank you, Chetan. Speaker saying that we don't have a lot of time. Please all parliament. Okay, cut to the chase. Okay, I cannot bide while traveling. Which means, what is Hema? What are you trying to say? I cannot bide while traveling means don't have the patience to travel. I'm not sure what that is. Yes. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. We'll continue with Aryan. Aryan, are you there? I think you didn't get a chance when I called you earlier. Aryan, please unmute. Okay, so I can't hear him. Anup Singh.
I'm here, ma'am. Please.
Okay, Anup. Yes, here's your question, Anup. Please read.
The Aravalli Range is one of the longest mountain ranges in India. At some 2 kilometers, the Aravalli Range is one of the longest.
Your audio is quite, yeah, go on. Are you there, Anup? Anup, I think your audio is having some issue, dear. We'll have to check. I know you're trying to speak, but you're not audible. Aryan, can you take over?
Yeah.
Aryan, I can't hear both of you anyhow. So here we're looking at the sentence. At some 692 kilometers, the Aravalli Range is one of the longest mountain ranges in India. The second sentence, at 692 kilometers, the Aravalli Range is one of the longest mountain ranges in India. The spelling is one of, O-F, and the other of is O-F-F. There's a completely different meaning. In the first sentence, when I say one of, it means one of the many. There are many, maybe there will be hundreds of such mountain ranges, but this is one of them. Okay. But when I say one of, O-F-F, that means it's very rare, like once in a lifetime kind of thing. Okay. For example, again, let's say during summer, we don't have rain, right? But let's say one day it rains. I mean, it's a very rare occasion. So you say this rain is a one-off experience. Very, very rarely does that happen, which is why we say one-off. Okay, so OFF, one-off, is normally said when you're referring to something that rarely happens. Okay? I think I can hear some background noise from students. You can all be on mute. Yeah, okay, that's better. Let's continue with Vipul. Vipul, please read the next one. Vipul, are you there? Vipul Anand. Okay, I don't hear Vipul. Vipul?
Can I read, ma'am?
Yes, who says Raj? Yes, please. Thanks for volunteering. Go on.
Tailor mode saddles ensure the best fit for rider and horse. First option, right, ma'am?
Okay, why is the first option the right option?
Tailor is not, ma'am. Tailor is correct spelling.
Okay. So it's Taylor. Tyler, it's Taylor. T-A-I-L-O-R is a Taylor.
I is correct. Why?
Correct. Okay. So some people also name T-A-Y-L-O-R. I have a friend's daughter. Her name is Tyler. But not really in India, but outside India, people do keep names as T-A-Y-L-O-R, Tyler. So now it's T-A-I-L-O-R, Taylor. And who is a tailor? Who is a tailor? What does a tailor do? Like a teacher teaches, right? Tailor, what does
Ma'am, stitching, ma'am. Kapda sine wala, ma'am.
Yeah, in English?
Stitching.
Yes,
Tailors switch our clothes.
Yes, someone who stitches, right? So we call him a tailor. So tailor over here, he made saddle. Saddle is something that you sit, you know, when you sit on top of a horse, they have a little seat, right? That is a saddle. So the tailor made saddles, ensure the best fit for the rider. Rider is a person who's riding the horse and the horse. Okay, so that's tailor. Okay, let's look. There are lots of answers on the chat. Okay, Maharashtra is one of the. Okay, Ravi, switch off the light. That is switch off. Here is one off. That's different, Ravi. I'm sorry, was it Shiva? Okay, you are one of the. Okay, thank you. River Nile is the longest. Okay, good. The Mount Italy has lesser boundary than Maharashtra. I don't understand. In Taylor stitches, that's right. Mumbai is one. Okay, all right, good. Let's continue. I'm going to pick on the next student. Let's continue with Sangeeta Joshi. Sangeeta,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Please read this.
See,
Read it loud.
the
Safety of the women.
woman in India lies at the march of cold heart kills and
Killers
killers and rapists.
and rapists. Okay, second sentence.
The safety of the women in India lies at the march of
Mercy.
mercy, cold health, hatest,
Hearted, not haters. Cold-hearted killers and rapists.
cold
Okay, so we have
hearted.
two sentences there. The first sentence is cold heart killers, and the second one is cold-hearted killers. Okay, so when I say somebody is a murderer, or a rapist, or a killer, right, they have to be very, very cold inside their heart, which means they don't have no feelings, they don't have any affection, right? If they have to kill somebody or rape somebody, you know what kind of a heart they have, right? They are very, very wicked, they're very, very evil, they don't have a good heart. So we call them a cold-hearted killer. Okay, we don't say cold heart, we say cold-hearted.
Killers.
Yes. So when I say
Settlement, ma'am.
somebody, let's say if I call someone you are cold-hearted, it means you are so evil, you have no affection, you have no love inside you, right? That person is cold-hearted. Okay, we refer to anybody who's of that arrogant nature, cold-hearted. Okay, let me quickly look at students on the chat. Welcome to the ones who just logged in. Sanjay, I'm sending you the link. Okay, let's continue with Abdul. Abdul, the one on the mobile, 0036. Abdul, please unmute. Abdul, are you there? Hello? Abdul? We can't hear you. Let's continue with Rupa.
Yes, ma'am.
Please continue.
First one, the race car drive was in the race car driver was in the lead when all of sudden his tire blew. Second one, race car driver was the lead when all of a sudden his tire blew. The second one, ma'am, blew.
Very good, right.
Means, ma'am,
Yes,
like a burst. Ma'am, blew mean burst.
yes,
Is
the
it?
past tense
Yes,
of
ma'am.
blow is blue. Okay, if there is a
Blue.
B-L-O-W. If right now, if there is a wind blowing, then I say wind blow. But if it happened in the morning, then I say the wind blew. Okay, that's the past tense. Good. So yes, over here, like you rightly said, it is all of a sudden. Okay, so you have all of sudden and all of a sudden. Have you come across this phrase, all of a sudden, Rupa?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What do you mean by all of a sudden?
All of us, ma'am, suddenly, ma'am. Ma'am, that's called suddenly.
Huh?
It's suddenly.
Suddenly,
It's suddenly,
yes.
ma'am.
Suddenly. All of a
Yes,
sudden, we use that phrase to indicate something that happens suddenly. Okay? Right. Good. Okay. So all of a sudden, let's say you are climbing the stairs and you fell down. All of a sudden you fell down. It means suddenly you fell down. Okay. Very good. Can you make a sentence with all of a sudden? We're a little running short of time. So quickly make a sentence.
Yes, ma'am. When I slipped in the stair, all of a sudden, I felt senseless.
Okay, so yeah, all of a sudden I slipped on the stairs. Okay, right.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am. And
continue with our next
all of a
participant.
sudden, yes.
Yes, thank you. Sanjay B. Sanjay B, are you there? Sanjay?
Yes, madam.
Yes, hi Sanjay. So yes, here's your question. Please continue. Please read it. To all students, when I call out your name, just read the sentences loud for the class. Please read. Yes, read it loud for us.
He doesn't
Sanjay?
exercise much, so I would take him to workout with me a pinch of salt. First one.
Okay, and what is the second sentence?
Sorry.
Please read the second sentence.
Second, first and second difference is second word is insult. So he doesn't exercise much, so I would take his workout with a pinch of salt.
A salt, yes. So in the first sentence, it is pinch of salt, and in the second one is pinch a salt. Okay, what do you mean by pinch of salt?
Means take it for further guidelines.
So when I say, if in this case, this person doesn't really work out or doesn't do exercise, right? When I say take it with a pinch of salt means don't listen to it fully. You will have to be careful, okay? So when anything you feel taken with a pinch of salt means don't completely rely on it. It need not be the truth always.
Not recommendable.
Huh?
Not recommendable.
Not recommended, not completely recommended. And the word assault in the second one, A-S-S-A-U-L-T, assault means when you're physically abusing somebody, you're beating them up. That is assault. Okay, when you're attacking somebody, that is assault. Right, so let's move on. We'll move on to Anup Singh. Anup?
I'm here.
Yeah, here's your question. Please read.
Yes. Buyers who bought the same house in a competitive market get into dog-eat-dog biting wars. Buyers who bought the same house in a competitive market get into dog-eat-dog biting wars. Oh, second one, dodgy dog biting wars.
Are you sure?
Not sure. Actually,
so yeah, in the first, well, let's look at the sentences. The meaning of the sentence is when you're buying a house, right? Because there's so much of competition. Let's say if I'm selling the house and you're saying I'll give you 1,000 rupees, somebody else says 1,500, I will give the house of one who's giving me 500 rupees extra, right? So it's a dog-eat-dog world, which means there's so much of competition. There's mad competition. That is a dog-eat-dog. Today's world is like that, right? There is no word which says dog-eat-dog. Dog-eat-dog is what we normally say. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So dog-eat-dog is a world where there's so much of mad rush and mad competition. Right? Even in your examination, people lose their admissions just by a 0.1 difference, right? Because that's the kind of competition that's there. Okay, good. Let me quickly look at all the chat. There are lots of chats coming in. Okay, call my friend. Hello, app mujhe English course. I'm not sure what your question is, Balvinder. And I cross off, okay, all of a sudden, okay. The live classes. She's riding a bicycle carefully. Okay. Naveen, I saw your question, your sentence which says, please bring a pinch of salt from your mother. A pinch of salt does not mean the literal pinch of salt. Pinch of salt is when you don't really accept somebody when they say it might not be all truth. Okay. Lots of students logging in. Okay. Right. I'm continuing. Let's move on to the next participant. Let's move to Jyoti. Jyoti Rana. Jyoti, can you unmute, please? Okay. How about Rupa?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rupa, here's your question. Please read.
First one is a dutiful
Dutiful,
a dutiful
dutiful,
host. A dutiful host. A dutiful host isn't easily distracted by the whirlpool of activity at an event.
Hmm.
A dutiful host isn't easy distracted by the
Distracted.
whirlwind
I
of
noticed you have a tendency to.
distracted by.
Hmm. Continue.
Second one is, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Second one is a dutiful host isn't easily distracted by the win, win,
Whirlwind
will
of activity at an event. The word is
whirlwind of
whirlwind.
an event.
Yeah. Okay. So you see two words there. The first
Whirlwind.
one is whirlpool. Whirlpool is, especially in the ocean, there'll be a current which just goes round and round, sucks everything that goes into the water there. That's a whirlpool. Whirlwind is again just the wind that blows just in circles. Okay. So let's say a dutiful host means a person who, let's say we are all coming to your house and you're hosting us for lunch or dinner, right? You're hosting a party for us. So because you are so stuck to your duty, whatever happens, you are still trying to take care of all your guests. So you're a dutiful host. So you will not be distracted. Let's say your child is crying or something, a phone ringing. No problem. You will still come and serve us food and give us food, right? So whatever activity, whirlwind of activity is happening, you're not distracted, but you're focusing on your work. All right, that's a dutiful host. And the new word there was whirlwind. Okay, one quick look. Any other students? Okay, dog eat dog. Somebody's asking for the helpline number. I think it should be there on the app, right? Okay, Prakash, popping Prakash, we're looking at expressions. I think you just logged in. It started saying.
Ma'am, so can all, ma'am?
Yeah?
Ma'am, so ma'am, whirlwind, we can say one word is, ma'am, one word, ma'am, we can say whirlwind.
Whirlwind is when there's a lot of commotion, a lot of distractions happening, confusion happening, still you're focused. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll continue with one more student. Sangeeta Joshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sangeeta, here's your question. Yeah. Please read.
A ship's lookout point is called the crow's nest and sits on the top of the mast. A ship lookout point is called the crow's nest and sits on the top of the mast.
Okay.
Mast.
Mast. That's also mast. Yes. So which is the right answer?
Second one, ma'am. Difference the mast.
Very good. Okay. So M-A-S-T is a mast and M-A-S-S, mass. Mass is M-A-S-S when it's a chunk of thing, a table, a chair, anything that has a big weight is a mass. But M-A-S-T, like on the ship, right? You will find a crow's nest. I don't know if you've noticed, a crow's nest is a small pole will be there and a place where people can sit, maybe 2-3 people can sit. They normally sit to see if there's any danger. That's the crow's nest, and that's on the mast. Mast is the place where, on the ship, the upper level, on top of that is the crow's nest. Okay, so the right word is on top of the mast, M-A-S-T. All right, good. So here is the leaderboard. You can see how all of you have performed. Let me look at the chats. Students logging in. Good. Are not distracted by the whirlwind in the exams. Okay. Whirlwind, like I said, any distraction. Okay. IPL man going dog eat, not dog, bet dog. Dog eating dog. Okay. Mast, like I said, mast is the top level on the shipping vessel. So yes, here are the students who have performed. The first three, Rupa, S. Raj, and Mukesh. Good to see all of you participating so well. And yes, students, even on the chat, you're able to catch up with whatever being discussed.